Listen, when you start a business, you hold on. When you're starting a business, there is no rules on how you make it. I just got done watching a video of a guy, and this is going to work. A guy made a post on TikTok. He said, I'm just going to make up a town in the state. I'm in Orange County, South Carolina. My name is Micah Gibson, and I own Gibson's Lawn Service. If I'm trying to book my schedule out until Christmas Eve, I do leaf removal, I do lawn care, I do gutter cleaning, I do pressure washing, I do landscaping, I lay mulch, I lay pine straw, I lay river rock, I trim shrubs. If you have any projects like that, call me at 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9-0. I am trying to book my schedule out from now until Christmas Eve. If you need any work done, call me. And I read his comments. In his comments, he had 10 jobs. That will work. That will work. He will make money. Now, I know what you want. Well, shit, Gibson, why don't you do that instead of going away? Because I know if I pull up to your house and do a leaf removal, I at least want $400. You might pay it, you might not. Most people, yep, that's a little bit too high. You have 10 shrubs you want me trimmed? Do I need a ladder? No, you don't need a ladder. Bro, it's going to be $300 for those 10 shrubs, maybe $250. See that? But it still will work. I know I don't want to do that. But I did that in the beginning. I'm going to tell y'all a little trick I did. I had got 20 clients like this. Now, they were sorry clients. Except for one lady. I used to record me cutting yards, and I do a before and an after, and I post it on Facebook. But I would get into all of these neighborhood groups, and I post all my work. People was DMing me. I was getting properties like that. But they wasn't good clients. Like, yeah, man, come cut mine. I go over there and cut it. And I don't hear from them for another 8 weeks. Yeah, man, come cut it again. And I was cutting y'all like $40. And then I come back 8 weeks, cut it again for $40. But end of the year, didn't make no money off that client. You couldn't tell me that back then because I have five $40 clients. This is $200. What do you mean I'm not making money? Thank God I never broke no window or tore anything up. I remember this one lady, I'll never forget her. She wrote me on Facebook, needed a grass cut. That trash was overgrown. The edges was overgrown. I think I charged her $60 to cut the yard. She gave me 320s. This one I was kind of be like, look, y'all got to get on the schedule. I said, look, if you need me again, just let me know. This is what I used to say. Ooh, that was work. If you need me to cut it again, please don't let it get too high. Oh, we won't. And I remember this lady called me back 6 weeks later. Went over there, knocked it down again for $60. I said, you want me to put it on a schedule that way it won't get too high? Oh, we'll call you. Another 6 weeks go by, she called me again. And this time, I remember her paying, she gave me 2 20s and $10 in quarters. And she worked at Waffle House. Still know what this lady looked like to this day. Paid me to do a yard. I jumped in the truck. I was like, man, $60, $60. And I started thinking. I said, bro, I said, bro, you need to get off Facebook. You need to get off Facebook. I remember I had this another lady. She was $40 cut. She was struggling. Her house was nasty. And she used to come out there, give me that wrinkled money. It'd be ones, fives, it'd be change. And I stopped serving those type of clients because I seen where my business was headed. They couldn't really afford to get the grass cut. They pay me in change. But they only called when they had the money. But it wasn't every week. It wasn't every 2 weeks. Mary, as nasty as she was, it was once a month. But the Waffle House lady, it was once every 6 weeks. This other lady, Emma, it was once every 8 weeks. And I had a bunch of clients like that. What this guy doesn't understand, it will work. But at what cost? If I say anything, oh man, you're a hater. Not a hater, bro. People are gonna call you for people are gonna call you for an $800 leaf cleanup and hope you do it for $100. There is people in my area that wait for times like this to get their overgrown property done. I say in another 3 to 4 weeks. Today is October the 25th. The week of Thanksgiving, you're gonna get calls trying to see if we get our grass cut. They've been cut all year. They wanted to look good for Thanksgiving, for the holidays. Last time it was cut for the 4th of July. It was cut the week of the 4th of July. That was the last time it was cut. You have broke people in the area. They get their property. This is what they do. They wait and get it cut before Thanksgiving. All right. Next cut they get is normally around 4th of July. They normally get like 2-3 cuts a year. They're broke, they're poor, and they're struggling. You shouldn't work for people like that. But you don't know what you don't know. And this guy, he's going to find out real fast. But see, the end of the season is here. And see, this is what happens. Everybody's on the beach and the tide is up. You don't know who's in the water with no shorts on or no trunks on. When the tide goes out, it exposes who was naked and who wasn't naked. Basically, when the season wraps up, you're gonna see who was saving money, who wasn't saving money. It's easy to go finance a piece of equipment in the middle of the summer. You're making money. What are you gonna do when the season wraps up? What are you gonna do when the season wraps up? Yes, you will still make money in the winter. I have clients that are year-round clients. I got properties right now still growing like crazy. I'm like, man, what's going on? I got properties, no irrigation. These yards are just still growing. You make a lot of mistakes in business when you don't know. When you don't know, you just don't know. Now I understand with my clients now. 90% of my properties are bi-weekly. Hey, I do bi-weekly from March all the way up until end of October, right? Now, this is in November, the yards that stop growing, November, everybody get a cut before Thanksgiving, right? I come once in December, once in January, once in February, and then March we back rolling. And some properties I have, they're still going to be on the bi-weekly schedule all of November because they're still growing. Some properties I cut this week really didn't need it, but I went on ahead, just ran over it, just make it look good anyway. And you know who the clients you have. Hey, it ain't growing in November. Don't show up. You know who those are. But November, see, this is how my income works. We're going to use hypothetical numbers. If I do $10,000 a month, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. November, probably do around $7,000. December, $3,500. January, $1,800. February, $1,800. And then March, you back rolling. Those are not actual numbers, but that's kind of how it all kind of fluctuates. So if you're doing, you understand what I'm saying? Like your income almost cut in half in November. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. Just depends on the type of clients that you have. But you have to build up to that. And I raise prices and let clients go from here. Like I told y'all, I got up to 105 properties this year. I would never do that again. Solo. I would never do that again. Looking back, I didn't have time for nothing but to work every day. Grind. I won't do that again. We'll never do that again. I already have a price increase going into 2026 for all the new clients coming on. And some of the people, not all, some of the people raising the price and some of them booting them out. Span the top as you dissolve the bottom.